Why shit I don't understand.
In 1981, the year Grandpa died, Stevie was first placed at the Huber Boys' Home.
She put him in the boys' home, and then whenever he got out, she tried to make him think that I stuck him there. And I didn't. I cried because he had to go. But we didn't have him adopted, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. We tried to adopt him, but we was too old.
In the beginning, Mrs. Hagler was terrific to Stephen. But then Mrs. Hagler always seemed to thrive on making Bernice's life a nightmare. If they'd all come together with that kid, it'd been a whole different kid.
I thought, somebody's got to defend this kid. Nobody else is going to. Somebody has to be his protector.
Hal and Dorinda became Stevie's first foster parents at the Huber Boys' Home when he was 11. Despite giving him regular doses of Ritalin, Grandma decided she could no longer control Stevie.
He would thrive on attention, whether it was positive attention or negative attention.
One time I remember it was out mowing and weed eating, and there was a copperhead snake that was laying there, and I seen them boys up there. I'm like, hey, looky here, what I got me a pet now. They're like, oh man, get that thing out of here. No. They just scattered like fleas. I got a pretty big trouble doing that.
He could irritate the life out of you, and at the same time, you just loved him to pieces. He grew on you.
He was sweet.
God gave his good will when he said, this is my law.
Hal and Dorinda were Stevie's favorite foster parents, but after 3 years, Hal got this job as minister, and they left Huber Home.
I have seen your glory.
We're not his parents. We can't follow him everywhere. And there is a letting go. Realizing that when you let go, that there might be a train wreck at the end.
The first people that had him at Huber Home, I think, was all right. But the next one was there, he was raped when they was there. And up until the last year or so, he's talked about that and cried.
The first time I saw him, I walked into the behavioral disorder classroom. The teacher said, Stevie, come here, and out from behind a filing cabinet fortress, he came. He had been sort of closed off from the rest of the class because he was so disorderly, and he had a little bell that he would ring in order to get the teacher's attention.
We had a lot of intelligent people working on him over the years, trying to come up with something that would either motivate him or to help him control himself, and we never came up with it. But when we get to the point that I'm going to have kids trying to hurt each other, then I've got to remove the child that's causing the problem. I realize now he was one of the more severe children that I've had to deal with.
By 1986, Stevie had become so uncontrollable that Bernice gave him over to the state for permanent placement in foster care. His own experiences of abuse, coupled with his impulsive acting out, wrote one psychologist at the time, could lead Stevie to sexually abusing young children whom he viewed as emotional peers. In 1988, after failed placements in every group home in Southern Illinois, 17-year-old Stevie was committed to the Choate Mental Hospital in Anna.
It took like 8 people to restrain me. And then when they strapped me down to a bed using cloth restraints, I just came out and I snapped them.
He continued to be physically aggressive, prompting extensive drug therapy.
And they're like, no more of this. We want him out of here and out of here now before he winds up hurting somebody else.
Stevie was discharged from Choate in August of 1989. The summary report stated he had received maximum benefit from hospitalization.
unfortunately, all those services can't begin to provide for him what he really needed, which was a family that was nurturing and cared about him and supported him. And so in that way, the system failed him. The system always fails in that kind of situation. They can't begin to do enough for a child like Stevie.
Frankly, there was a little bit of maybe wild talk about, maybe not letting him live here again. You hear this, it takes a village to raise a child thing. What do you do when the village fails? Where does our responsibility to people end? A lot of the older people remember him as a child.
Hi.
And they've always been very kind and compassionate toward him.
You gonna introduce me?
Yeah, I was getting ready to. This is Charlotte Tiller at the post office.
Officer in charge
Yeah.
at the post office till they have their new postmaster. We hear.
It won't last very long. I got something to say about
Oh, Stevie.
it. I made it.
You gotta be nice to people and give them a chance.
No, I don't.
I'll let you meet him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you will. He's right here. This is Lenny. This is Steve. He lives down the road.
Nice to meet you.
He's a nice guy. You gotta give him a chance.
Well,
You don't know him, yeah?
if I could.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Work out okay.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, real nice guy. And he works.
Why'd you have to take my baby's job, man?
Now, I know Steve since he's a little boy, toddler.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I was his big brother.
Vernon told me he had a big brother. Yeah, Grandma told me.
Long time ago.
He waited for his Christmas card. He come in every day looking for his Christmas card for me at Christmas time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Told me he was getting a Christmas card.
You working today or you got today off?
Though Brenda and Stevie live only 100 yards apart, it's like they're on different planets. She's been happily married since she was 16 and steadily employed since she was 18.
I was always a dumb one. She was always a smart one. Couldn't outsmart her.
Brenda was born soon after Bernice gave Stevie to Verna. She's the only child Arvel and Bernice had together.
She was put on a pedestal. When you have one that is encircled and one that is not, the one is sheltered and the other one isn't.
Well, I wasn't treated nothing like Bubby was, but she still wasn't a mother. I think that Mom had a lot of resentment because when she got pregnant, she didn't know the guy was married and she took it out on Bubby. He couldn't look to his left without getting beat. You have enough to last you till Friday?
Maybe.
Brenda is Stevie's payee for his Social Security disability checks. He's been receiving them ever since his release from the mental hospital.
That's my other little ghetto that I made.
Have you used it?
Yep.
You used it.
No wonder your brain's fried. Well, last payday, he wanted me to give him $45 for marijuana. But I wouldn't do it. So he got mad about that, threatens to pay me back by doing something with animals or whatever. And I just told him, I said, if that's the way you're going to be, I'll call Social Security and just give it up, and then you won't have anything. Doug has got more patience with him than I do. I mean, like me, I raise my temper. Doug doesn't. He tries to talk rationally to him, give him chance after chance after chance.
I didn't take it down. It fell apart.
Does Doug know about some of the stuff the sexual stuff that he did in the past
Yes.
with you?
He doesn't trust him with me by myself. Like today, he asked if he was going to be down here. He doesn't let me go to town with him. Doug said no, and Bubby knows that.
How are you and Brenda getting along?
Well, at times, just like everyone else, we have our differences. I was going to knock her in the head one day out here beside the garage because she called me young retarded. I was going to knock her in the head with a claw hammer. It just, some things you just don't say. And that's one of the things I just don't like that word. I never have.
Since you've gotten out of jail, have you caught any shit from anybody?
You know how it is.